Hi, I'm Amy.
I'm Georgia.
And we're Nova Twins.
And you're watching Consequence of Sound.
I'm with Amy and Georgia of Nova Twins. They are our artists of the month.
Yeah. Bloop, bloop.
Okay. Y'all two have like been knowing each other for years. You've been making music together since like 2014, right? But so what was kind of going on in both of your lives then that really drove y'all to like start Nova Twins and get everything going?
Yeah.
I think we've been like sisters even before the band. So we've been literally family friends for years and years and years. So I think it was just one day we used to do like so many gigs together, but in different projects. And then when those projects kind of fizzled out, we thought, well, let's just write a song for fun. Can we just hang out all the time anyway? It was like inseparable. So we wrote this song at home, just like on the sofa, and it's called Bad Bitches. And we had so much fun writing it. And in the end, we were like, oh, let's do like some open mic nights and test it out. And we had like 3 songs at the time.
Yeah. We wrote them. We didn't have a band name, so we were just like Amy and Georgia.
Yeah, literally. And then we just kept going and going, writing more songs. And then we had like a super like poetic ritual of like becoming a band, where Amy was like, do you promise to be in this band forever? And it was like a wedding proposal, like a band wedding proposal. It was really cute.
It was almost like we had our like previous breakups of like our teenage bands kind of thing. And then it was like, and then projects just fizzled out as they do, like your first relationship sometimes do. And then we basically was like, okay, if we're going to do this, it's for the long haul. No fucking around. Just, we're going to do it. And then we made our little bit of handshake and the rest is history.
A little handshake. Do y'all still do it? Like,
yeah, we actually do it before every show.
Oh, I love that. I love that so much. Well, so you said that y'all kind of started out just as your names, like performing under your individual names, but how did y'all land on like Nova Twins? Like, why the Nova? Because when I like listen to y'all's music and I like look at y'all's fashion and stuff, and just how, y'all carry yourselves, it's giving very like, it's like BLM, but like at the Protozoa concert in Xenon Girl of the 21st Century. It's like such a vibe,
Yeah, I guess Nova, well, it took us a month to settle on the name. Nova is in a supernova. It's
like the album.
Explosive. Yeah. And that was, that came into play as well. But yeah, we just felt like Nova, like a supernova, is that kind of energy that we wanted to bring to our project. And I guess Twins, because of our relationship, our friendship, it was always very in sync. Like I said, we kind of were like sisters anyway, and family. Our families are like that. So like it's George's family adopted me, basically. So it was just really fitting, and I guess also at the time Nova is also in Latin, it means new beginnings. So for us it was like, okay, we're starting this band, it's new, let's just go for it. So it was all these nice little moments and meanings that ended up,
it all made sense.
At first it was like Twin Nova or Nova Twins.
I know, for a while it was almost Twin Nova, and we're like, this is too much. It doesn't like have a ring to it.
No.
I dig Nova Twins. That has the perfect ring. And it seems like there are definitely so many like synchronicities and just little things about it that make it work for sure. But so then also too, I guess when it comes to y'all being in sync about so much stuff, like how does that kind of play into your songwriting process and some of the things that you want to maybe offer a commentary on in your songs?
I think we always say like our music, when people are like, oh, describe your music, we always say like it is, without sounding really cliche and cheesy, but like the Nova sound. And it's because when we land on something, we're like, oh, does it sound Nova? It's just like this language that we have that only we know when it sounds Nova. We're like, it doesn't sound Nova enough. It doesn't have this kind of pizzazz what Nova is, and we can't really explain it other than saying like it's Nova in a really weird way.
It's definitely something we kind of stumbled on. Like we kind of just wrote our first song, like you refer to, like Bad Bitches, and it was just the bass and vocals at the time, how we wrote it. And that is the fundamental and the bones of a Nova song. Obviously, we built it with live drums now, and we fleshed it all out with guitar and everything. But I think it's just that fine balance of all the genres and our friendship and how it just sits as sonically as a song. So we're just calling it Nova.
I like that. That's kind of like that's so fetch of y'all, but like it'll actually catch on as a term. I would use it.
Like, it's Nova.
Yeah, like that's Nova? That is so Nova.
Like, you didn't know.
That tracks. If you allow me to, I will definitely use that just in my day-to-day. Thank you so much. Random question though too. So like, y'all obviously have a lot of fans like out there in the ether, not just like, you know, audience members like me, but like other musicians and stuff too. And I know Tom Morello's a really big fan of y'all. So like, how did that make you feel, just like hearing how strongly he supports y'all? And like, did that have anything to do with, because y'all are playing with Rage Against the Machine, like coming up soon, right? Like, was that all kind of a part of how that happened, or?
Yeah, for sure. We've been friends with Tom for a few years now, because we supported Prophets of Rage, I think in like 2020 in Paris. That's when we first met.
2020?
I think so, yeah.
That's before that.
I don't know.
It was in lockdown.
Oh, no, not 2020. So 5 years ago. So we've been like, whatever 5 deducted now, I don't know.
I think it was like 2018.
2018.
My maths. 2020, I'm sure it was in lockdown.
Don't quote my maths.
Who knows what, I don't even know what day it is, you know, time doesn't even exist anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we was in Paris and we met them there, and we all we just got on really well, and they were so lovely, like the whole band. We ended up just hanging out with them, and he invited us on his solo shows, and we did another Prophets of Rage tour, and they've just always been really encouraging, and you know, he's always checking in and being like, how's it going? And you know, yeah, he's amazing.
I love that. He seems like such a cool dude, for sure. And y'all too also are like pretty, I don't know, I guess maybe politically aligned, or just when it comes to the stuff that y'all support and want to talk about. So how did, if he had anything to also do with it, the Voices for the Unheard, like how did that come about too? And is that something that y'all are going to do like a part 2 or like another compilation of?
Yeah, I think basically during lockdown, and obviously when the BLM movement was happening, obviously it was, you know, it was chaos, and it was a really tough time for the community. But reaching out to other like POC artists and just having really similar stories like in our sector, because I remember when at the time I was thinking, how can we help? It was so much to fix that you felt really helpless and stressed. So we thought, okay, well, we're in music. Let's try and let's do what we can here and diversify it and talk to other artists and give them a platform and become friends. And we started to discover, because obviously as a rock band ourselves, an alt band, we wasn't accepted into the industry straight away. The audience was really fine with us. We'd play shows and it would go off and it would be amazing. But in terms of the industry, they would basically say to us, we need to be more hip hop, more R&B. We can't put you on this playlist. Blah. It was always just like, you're not, because of the way we looked, you don't belong here kind of thing. Right. So when around that movement, when we started discovering other bands similar to us, like us, having the same stories, it was kind of like a relief, wasn't it? It was like, yeah, like we're not going crazy, because people make you feel like you're going crazy, like the problems with us, but it's like, it's really not. And then that's when we decided to have Voices for the Unheard, and it became at first an interviewing platform where we'd share stories on Instagram, and then we made a playlist of loads of amazing POC alt bands, which is a sick playlist. Yeah,
we put it on before like every show. And
it's so good. And then we've done a collaboration with Dr. Martens. We did a few more interviews, and then a vinyl compilation, which was incredible. And then also our last tour we did, which was obviously this year, we took some of the artists on tour with us. So it's just like a lifestyle. I think it's just a platform where it's like, let's connect you know, keep our community kind of thriving and give people a platform and help others, you know, lift other people up. And that's what it's mainly about anyway.
Almost like a collective in a sense too, of just like people who are like-minded, who have similar vibes and experiences in the music scene and stuff. And like something that you said kind of just, it sparked something in me, because like, oh, you know, people say like you should be more hip hop or whatever because of how y'all look, but then like you're incorporating elements of like new metal and like rap rock and all this stuff. But like if we're thinking back to like when like rap rock and that kind of stuff was like mad on the charts, it was all white dudes who were doing that. So like there's such a hypocrisy and just like a weird dissonance that's like going on with that I can't even imagine like having to be like face to face with that like all the time from like record execs and like bookers and stuff like that, you know? But so there's gonna be like a compilation part 2, or like what do you think you're gonna do next with it?
I think just any way we can grow. Our thing is that there's it's not enough just being us booked on these festivals or anything. So we're always like want to keep the door wide open for bands to come through and artists to come through. So in any way we work, we always think about how we can lift other people and bring them along the journey with us. So
our live shows are what we're kind of focusing on the moment. So our next headline run will definitely be using more, I guess, voice for the unheard artists. They're not artists, voice for the unheard, but they're people on the playlist. They are artists. But you know what I mean? They're not like, they're their own artists in their own right, but they happen to be on the playlist. So we're gonna take them on tour some more.
I feel you.
Yeah.
So then something too I'm curious about is just more about like your influences in general, but also like ones that may be specific to Supernova as an album, because like I've been listening to it and I hear everything from like Fifi Dobson to Korn to Lacuna Coil to like definitely like Destiny's Child, like on K&B I hear like that Bills hook, and then like on Puzzles I hear kind of like Soldier a little bit, you know? So it's like stuff that I'm obviously clocking for sure, because I feel like we're probably of the same like generation, but like what like really were y'all listening to that specifically inspired the sonic side of the album and just influences y'all in general?
I think we've always had like a wide range of influences. Definitely Destiny's Child. Like we love Destiny's Child, love us some Beyonce. Growing up, she was like and it still is our queen, you know. And that was the first time we saw like loads of Black women playing rock on stage, like at her concert. Her band is just phenomenal. It's crazy. So praise to Beyonce. And I think we have so many different influences, but I love like NERD or like Timbaland's production on tunes, to like Skrillex and super like electronic music, but then like loads of soul like Mariah Carey or Stevie Wonder growing up, to Missy Elliott. So it's all like or Melody Gardot, loads of different things.
And then I was listening to like that, definitely like Missy, all that kind of noughties and 90s, like Love It, Leah and things like that, but also really got into like glam rock, like New York Dolls and like MC5 and Kiss, and started like venturing down that route. So I think between us we just bring, and then also growing up on and doing a lot of gigs on the punk scene, like, you know, so it's like you have all them influences that have been in the live scene from a young age, but then also listen to different records. So I think we've never had a specific like we're only this or that, because we've liked it all, and I think that's kind of why the music is how it is today, because we're not fussy. It's like we like what we like. Doesn't really, the genre doesn't really come into it. Like we'll put on, like we did a DJ set the other day and it was like we're putting on like Bite Back Fever for Free, which has the heaviest drop ever, you know, and we love it and we'll be screaming to that. But then we'll also sit there and chill into like James Blake, FKA Twigs or something. So
we drop Snoop Dogg, drop it like it's up.
Yeah, like it makes no sense, but it's the best way.
Yeah,
like it makes no sense, but that makes sense. Like everything you just said to me makes sense to me. Yeah,
because it's like it's just music, and it's like every song has a different mood, and it's like that's how we all come with different moods. So whatever fits the day, whatever fits your walk, or whatever fits how you're feeling. It's like, if I'm feeling chill, we're going to be just listening to chill music. We want to rock out, we're going to be putting on Fever, horror, and I don't know, Limp Bizkit or something, just whatever. Like,
right.
It depends.
Right. I feel you. So then I guess more to like the lyrical side of things, like I saw y'all use like imagination and power and fight as like these descriptors for like how you want like your songs to sound. But what would you say are some of like Supernova's like overarching themes, I guess?
We always say there's definitely main character energy throughout.
Oh, yeah.
Like, the extra bounce in your step.
Yeah.
But also I think it's just a true reflection of the times whilst we were writing. So it comes with light and shade. Like there's some dark corners, there's some like fun turns, but I think throughout it all, like no matter how bad it gets or how chaotic life can be, there's always like an end, which is like to that chaos, which can be for the better. So we wanted people to feel like a triumphant like feeling at the end of it, like no matter how bad it gets, or want people to feel like they can take on the world. And it could be as simple as in your relationship, or it could be as simple as if you lost someone, or it could be as simple as just I'm having a really crappy day,
getting through the day,
and or after, we touched on the BLM, Cleopatra, it was just what was going on around us, and then us getting through that and navigating that and wanting to then help other people. Like the album for us was a way to, it was an outlet, it was our way forward, and we hope when people listen to it, they feel that same energy, like they can get through anything, no matter, just take charge of their life, take ownership, main character energy all the way, and just being a boss bitch.
To being a boss bitch. Oh, yeah. I like that. That's the energy that I need to carry out into the world for sure.
Yeah.
Do you ever feel like though, because like, you're Black and you're women and you're in this like this scene that's obviously like dominated predominantly by like cishet white dudes, like, do you ever feel like outside of just what you want to talk about, that you almost have like an obligation to kind of speak on some things that are like social political, just because you're like the ones in the scene, like the representatives in a sense, you know what I mean?
I think we just feel like, I don't feel like we have to, or I feel like we just do it anyway, because that's what we want to talk about. And we just want to like uplift people and say like, we're here, and we want other people to feel like they can do it as well. Like if we're here, you definitely can be here doing it, and be in a band and tour and do whatever you want to do, or be an astronaut, or do whatever. People try and put so many boundaries on what Black women can do, and that's why
don't give us enough credit either.
Don't give us the credit. So it was like we had to imagine this band, because we didn't see it, but then we did. So anyone else can imagine whatever you want.
Oh, I love that. That's beautiful. When it comes to like maybe like one or two songs on the album for each of you, like which ones are those songs that like really get at you the most, that are like, yo. Like just yo energy.
The intro, Power, is like, we wrote that last, and I feel like when that comes on, I actually feel like if I'm in like a really bad mood, I listen to it, I'm like, oh my God, I'm ready. It feels like it's through like some portal, and I'm like, okay, I feel crazy, but like I feel good. So Power, and probably Fire and Ice for me.
I'd say Fire and Ice for sure. I'm thinking of that.
He was like, I'm
in it. Fire and Ice. You know what? toolbox.
Toolbox.
It's like a dark horse.
It is a dark horse.
It's a dark horse because it kind of starts obsessing and it's like, yeah, like
it's slinky.
It's slinky, but it's hard as well. With good speakers, that song could be a second contender.
It's a banger. I've been blasting it, even though I've like straight up like my little like MacBook speakers, but I'm working them. You know, I'm blowing them out.
Yeah, you need good speakers to hear it because then you get all that bottom end. Like, yeah. And it's like, yeah.
Something too, like one of the ones that like stood out for me, especially like lyrically, was the last song. Was it Sleep Paralysis? Because y'all have these lyrics, and this is the best that like, this is what I heard, and please tell me if I'm wrong, but it was like, you know, no one's getting out of this. Is this reality living in a bad dream? Right? If I feel like I heard that correctly.
Yeah, that's right.
I was like, you know, I was just like kicking back and I was thinking about it and I was like, yo, like that's actually such a good metaphor, I guess, for like everything, you know, just gestures grandly around us. And I'm just like, did y'all intend for that song to hit like that, or it kind of just like happened?
I think it just felt like that at the time. So much was going on, like the world shut down, like we had obviously the BLM protest, there was other stuff happening in our personal lives that it was really just, I was like, what the hell? What are we living in right now? And I was just like, it just didn't make sense, you know? And sometimes it does when you look around and you think, what is this? What is this whole thing?
That is life.
Just like, especially when it gets a bit chaotic, it's like, it's just a bad dream. Are we going to wake up? But you don't. You don't wake up.
Yeah, you're just like staring at like that weird sleep demon in the corner, but like the sleep demon is just the world. There's nothing you can do about it.
It's just the world.
Yeah, damn.
No, yeah, exactly. And we always say like, you have to, like, happiness is not just a given, you have to work at it, you know? And it's just navigating your way through life, through all the kind of ups and downs, isn't it? And it's like, you do have to work on it. And it's, yeah, the songs, it's just the part where maybe you didn't work on it that day. Like, and everything's just flipped upside down.
Okay, fair. Would you say that that's kind of like if you were going to like end this interview or whatever, like with one message for the world, would you say it's just like, I don't know, keep trying, or like, what would you say it is?
Well, to end it, it would be like, you know what, like take your happiness, take it, you know, own it. And when it comes by, feel every second of it, appreciate the moments, you know, and really just feel it with your body, with your mind, with your soul. And like, you know, like the world is no, I don't know much, you know, I mean, what are we? We're a blip in the grand scheme of things, but like, just enjoy it as much as you can and walk with confidence. And even if you're not feeling confident that day, like you actually are confident, you know, like manifest it. Walk with main character energy, be that boss bitch, you know, and you are. Everyone has it in them. And even like the people that you least expect it from, they have it in them. It's always the quiet ones as well.
They do. They are the bad bitches sometimes.
Go for it. You live once.
Yeah.
That's what I want people to take from it. Seize your power.
Seize your power. There we go. Oh, one more question though too. I'm just curious about this, but like, I know y'all said you're focusing on like your live shows and stuff, but like, what else? Like, what do y'all have like next? Like, what's in the works? Are you doing like another album that is coming out next year? Or like what y'all doing? Oh shit.
We're like, let's release this one first.
I'm so in the future. I'm just like, okay, I want this one. And
I love that.
Another one.
We should do that. We should. There, but we're not.
I think we're excited to this weekend. We're gonna like rehearsed the whole album, which we're excited about, to be able to like play it this year, tour it. Gonna be coming back to America this year. Which will be exciting, and like Europe, UK. We're going to live out the Supernova glory, because the first album we released and then lockdown happened.
Right.
So this album, we're like, we finally get to tour an album, which would be fun.
We're excited about.
That's hella exciting. I think though too, that's also why I'm just like, okay, since the world's like kind of open or whatever, like, what are y'all doing? When are you coming back? I'm in the States, so like, when are you coming over here? What, like, tell me everything. I want to know. Like, let's manifest it. Let's put it out there in the world.
Yes,
we're coming back. We're coming back soon.